Hello there, lovely people. Good morning from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Hopefully, you're doing good. I am gonna be doing finally after a long time morning thoughts episode on things, life. That's something I used to do back then. Then I got caught up with so much work, even though it's not really like very important work that I do. But I run all day, try to run few platforms on my Facebook group as well as this one. And I try to keep the work up every day. So you guys know I'm the regular uploader. So I got caught up with so much work, then sickness, health issues, and yeah, a lot of stuff that got me very tired. So much worry and stuff. And last few months have been a bit difficult and struggling for me. So I would like to share a few things. And actually, I would like to talk about life as well. Hopefully, you're doing good. Time is around 4:20 here in Dhaka. I woke up a while back. It's that's the one of the worst things that my sleeping schedule it's messed up since my sickness. I was taking a lot of medication, so messed up my whole sleeping cycle, and I'm not taking any medication for sleeping no more. Anyway, so I had my coffee. I'll have a breakfast after a while. I'll have breakfast after a while. So I want to talk to you about a few things. Okay. Then I will just upload this maybe 15 minutes episode. Um, right now, the first topic that I really thought of for last few days is that is it worth being in the fragrance game anymore? And is it worthy investing in perfumes, fragrances, since you guys know fragrances are no longer easily affordable? Okay, like back in the days, like 2016, pre-COVID era, you could still buy a lot of fragrances, brand new ones, even were very affordable. You could pay within $100, you could get almost anything from designer side. Nowadays, since a lot of things happen, like political problems, the worldwide the war is going on, like in Russia and all the situation. Then the price of fuel hike, the hike in petrol pricing. So it affected in our country. I'll talk about my country and I just whatever I read on news, on international media. So from all those I gathered that fragrances are expensive now. In short, okay, in Bangladesh, maybe some of the sellers are telling me that fragrances are not really expensive as in like when they are released. They just increase like 5 to 10% or 15% maximum. But by the time they arrive here, the cost of the aeroplane, like the airfare, the duty in the airport, the customs, and also the overall the currency, our currency is becoming weaker compared to many other currencies like US dollars or UAE. They're mostly we get fragrance from Dubai, Middle East. So here people wouldn't import from US or UK easily. Some people lie, I am importing from Singapore. It's absolute crap, because if you buy fragrances from duty free airports or duty free shops, or let's say full on retail shop, it's highly unlikely you're gonna get cheap price. And if you do not get fragrance for cheaper price tag, like when you buy as a seller and you want to resell, that will be very difficult for them to give it a, like, let's say, reasonable price. So we see ideal example, some examples I'll give you. Bulgari's Man in Black, I think it's discontinued. It's not the question. Many fragrances get discontinued, but they are in the market in abundance. But what happened is suddenly these fragrances became so expensive. I bought my first Bulgari's Man in Black. It was $65, 55, $65 in back in the days, 2016, that time. And then I've seen the price have gone up to 80. And I was a bit, sad, because fragrance like Prada Amber Purum, people who love fragrances, or Bulgari's Man in Black, these are fragrances in a regular rotation. Dylan Blue, or something like La Nuit de l'Homme, Bleu de Chanel, Sauvage. These are something we keep repurchasing, because it's our favorite fragrance. We finish, we buy one more, right? But now it's not the same case. I'll give you another example. Bleu de Chanel. If you buy Perfume, I bought this like 2 years back or 1 year, I forgot. This perfume right here, I have about this much I have left for me, and rest of it are gone. So it's one of the best fragrances ever made, hands down. It's one of the best DNAs, and a lot of clones out there, but this remains one of the most polished fragrances from Chanel. And then this fragrance now, if you buy 100 ml, guess how much is the price? It's $200. This is what it's selling for in Bangladesh. If you buy Dior Sauvage, we bought 200 ml back in the days for 140, $150. Now the same fragrance is $200+. See the price hike for like last 1 year or 2 years. It jumped, right? So Bulgari's Men in Black is now being sold as much as $180. It's not crazy. It's not unbelievable. It's believable now. If you come to Bangladesh, you'll see. So I don't know about your side. Many of you say, hey, some of your fragrances you say are discontinued or not. I understand. Let me check if my mic is working. Yeah, it's working. So otherwise, it would be like a whole waste of time. I did this so many times. I made a fool out of myself. I did the whole video. End of the video, and I'm about to upload. It's just my mouth. And then there's just no sound. And I look at me like, you know. Sorry about that. Because when you're getting old, I'll talk about getting old a little bit in this video. When you get old, you forget a lot of stuff. You lose a lot of your wealth, not wealth, health, and all that. So talking about the prices, so looking at the market price, I go out there. I do not just buy from online shop like sellers now. I also try to go to the shops where they had fragrances back in the days in Bangladesh. So they have a lot of perfume shops like old days and the new ones. But mostly when I see online sellers are trying to not scam you, but they're trying to ask for more money. Some of them definitely have good arguments like, hey, I'm paying brother this much for airfare. I have to bribe here, the local authorities also. These are true. And then the price automatically go high, like Armav's Club de Nuit, Urban Man Elixir, or something like Iconic, okay, or Untold. These are more expensive than city name itself. It's like $40, $50 up to now. So there was a time we would never ever pay more than $25 for an Armav, which right now we are paying. So in that prospect, like Afnan, no, not Afnan, Latafa is really storming over in the market, and they are like releasing left and right. They are selling like hotcakes because they are in the $20 price bracket. So it tells you something, right? I talked about this before, but I think people are no longer like people. When I say people, like a whole population in our country or customer base in Bangladesh, I'm talking about. I'm not talking about individually. Some people do not have any effect of price hike. They are so rich they can afford even $200, $300. They will buy if they like it. They have the money. But is everybody rich? No, not everybody is rich. Very small population in every country, mostly where its corruption is high. A few people are going to be high rich side, and they are going to never be affected no matter what happens to the economy. So, and no disrespect to people who are rich and good, and then good people. I have full respect for you. I have nothing against rich people, but the point now, as a population, I see a lot of people are selling off their fragrances in our groups. We have a marketplace, so I observe what people sell. I buy off sometimes from them. Some of them are in need of serious urgent cash, and they're selling it sometimes for very cheap. So people also are buying from members rather than the sellers because they can get a better deal. When you buy a partial, high likely price is going to be cheaper. The next thing I would say, uh, many people who are doing pages like they buy and resell, they think it's a good investment. Unless you're a very good investor, unless you're a very smart dude, I don't think it's a good time to invest in fragrances anymore. Like back in the days, we bought fragrances like we heard, oh, this is getting discontinued, so it's stocked up 10, like Pure Malt. It will sell them off. Even now, Pure Malt will sell, but not many fragrances sell like Pure Malt. Like if you ask for $250 for Declaration d'un Soir right now, nobody's gonna pay. If you ask for, hey, La Nuit de l'Homme got discontinued, give me $200. I don't think everybody would buy that. People would rather say I buy a Latafa, which has $20 price range. You can buy a whole line for the $100 price bracket, 5 fragrances. I'd rather do that. So at this current moment, if you ask me, investing in fragrance this month, personally me, I saw my last 2 3 months or this whole year. I do write down stuff, right? So I'm just sharing with you. If you are a person like me, collect and spend a lot of money, and it makes you happy spending on fragrances, you also should take note. It's happiness, pure happiness for people who are collectors. If you're not here for business or anything else, if you're here for passion, if you can buy a fragrance for more than a week or 10 days, it will bodily hurt you. It will physically hurt you. I'm not joking. Those fragrances, please do write down. You feel in pain, like you cannot buy a fragrance for a month. You feel like, like you're feeling so helpless and angry and stuff. Yeah, that kind of thing happens with us, right? So at this moment, I'm thinking this month I'll reduce by significantly purchase, and I'm just gonna use for the page. I have a Decant page. I will just keep whatever I have. I have plenty of fragrances. Trust me, whatever I have, it can be sold for 10 years, no problem. But you always want to bring new fragrances for reviewing purpose for me, or for people who would like to try some new decants. People are not gonna buy any niche fragrance decants unless you give them for a cost price or cheap price, which is no point of doing business if you are selling it for cost price, right? So it doesn't make sense to me buying a Bleu de Chanel for $200, and how much can you sell it for? It's a shame. It's like niche pricing for designer fragrances. So at this moment, spend wisely, invest wisely, because no matter how much price hike or inflation happens in the market, your payment didn't rise. Okay, it didn't raise. They did not raise your payment. Okay. Second thing is, maybe some of you actually went more cost, like car prices, everything has gone up, right? Market, food, baby stuff, chocolates. You go to the market, if you're a person that really know, like you are earning, you're making hard-earned money, you will not waste without like care. You will wait, you will spend, look at the budget. Oh, juice, how many juice should I buy this month? I used to buy, like I didn't care before, I used to buy chocolates, juice, drinks, my snacks, like imported tortillas, not tortillas, just let's say crackers or chips. I used to buy with bag full. Nowadays, I don't do that. I pick up one Lay's big pack. I'll just keep it like eat, and then I just wrap it and put like a nice little clip, and I just put it for a few more days. So now we have to rethink. Even I'm not saying I'm gone broke or anything, but it's worrying times. So economy-wise, in Bangladesh, if you are, uh, make sure you invest wisely. If you're not sure that whatever you buy is gonna sell, decant or full bottle, whatever, or you're not going to be getting any profit in return, um, do not invest like a blind person, even if there's a sale. Okay, it's a very bad time for investing in fragrances at this current moment. That's the whole point. So that's a very important topic. Now let's talk about other side. Um, Personally, me. Okay, I've been noticing that at alongside like how I'm getting old, like I'm 42 now, and how like my mood, not gonna say swings, but my anger issues or short fuse, or however you put it, is getting worse over time. Just giving one side of life. And I wanted to think like, why am I getting so angry everywhere? Everything just really makes me mad nowadays. Going out in the streets, see the corruption, see the jam, mismanagement, like rude people, and everywhere people are throwing dust. There's no place that's clean. You cannot drive anywhere anymore in Dhaka city. It's crazy. So seeing everything, and then people see a lot of wrongdoings, misbehaving. People just lack any rights whatsoever, and then the worst thing is there's lack of empathy everywhere. Apart from the like like I would like to say middle class or below, the ones above, they just lost, including me. I would say sometimes, we have lost the touch of humanity. Okay, how so? We just do not want to give pass to any person ahead of us. Like if a car can just go past you, and then the whole road becomes clear. No, we will block that car, and we want to go like before them. Okay, and in that process, we are gonna make like sort of like a mess on the street, and then the junction will become like screwed, and that's it. Behind you there's a huge long jam, and everybody's honking and just go crazy, right? I was thinking, why is it becoming like I'm losing myself, and I hardly want to go out anymore. Sometimes I just want to slip it off. I don't want to do videos, I don't want to do any work. The only thing that makes me happy is when I go buy perfumes. That is the sad thing that is happening with me. And when I go buy like 2 3 fragrances back to back days, I go and I just go and try. I find something new. It makes me happy reviewing. But the worst thing with age, you're gonna lose some stuff. Okay, if you lived in indisciplined life in youth, okay, let's say you had a lot of soft drinks, too much sugar, and then you just partied all night. You just had like no discipline in eating. You just ate all junk and all food, and you became like. So later it affects. After 35, you start seeing BP, high BP. I'm talking about some other things than fragrances. Then you're gonna have sugar problem. You're gonna have sight problem, like eyesight is going to get weaker. With age, of course, it's going to go weaker. Your bones, your bone marrow, everything is going to get reduced, and you're going to feel your knees hurt when you want to get up from chair, or try getting up from ground. When you're sitting in the ground, try to get up. You'll see, oh, you're going to do this. Oh man, ow, ow, ow. People who are 40, you are relating, and above. So of course you're going to expire one day. That's true. If there's a like life, there's also going to be death. That's the part of life. But once you become older, these things start happening, and your brain, if it doesn't get enough sleep, you're going to be sleep deprived, going to be like worried. You're going to have so many worries with the money issue, what's going to happen, or if you want to get a decent life, you cannot get it, and you get into fight with people. A few days back, I got fight with one of the guys in our building. Just give you an example, and it happened like long back. Actually, it started long back. I had a fight with him because he was drilling in the midnight in our building. So I went and I said, "Are you crazy, man? What's wrong with you?" He just came in. He's a new guy who's renting in our building, old building, and he's like, "What?" I'm like, "You're drilling at this hour. What's up with you? Don't you know manners?" And he's like, "Ha ha ha! Do whatever you can." Then later I heard that he's a government employee. He is like a big officer. And then I got really angry, like he's just abusing power because he's powerful. Then just few days back, after 6 7 months, he remembered that, and he was just going, and he just called me, hey, weren't you the one who cursed at me? I cursed at him very bad words, because when I get angry, I do that. One of the worst things about me. And then I'm like, yeah. So I went like even worse, and we almost got into a fight. It was verbal exchange, and we said the worst things to each other. He said he's elder than me, and I just at one point, he's just like he lost his, I saw his face. He was so angry. He almost had a heart attack or something. And then his wife dragged him up, and a lot of people tried to stop us, building. So I'm not praising myself. You can see that, in full disclosure, I was horrible. And when I was talking about age, this is what happens. Okay, so uh, I went up. I actually felt suddenly like a change of heart. I said I want to say sorry to this guy because I started this. I went to attack him at first, right, with the drilling, even though it was my right, but I said it in a rude way. And I went and said sorry. Immediately hugged me, and I said, "Brother, I'm so sorry. You just made me very ashamed." And I'm like, "I'm so sorry. Please forgive me." We shake hands. We became friends since then. And when I think of it, I feel better. So when you do not do the right thing, you'll never feel better. So I just want to share a few moments of my life just for you to understand life is short. And if you brag about things, hey, I'm well off than you, I have this much wealth, you have nothing, and then your car is small, mine is bigger. These things don't matter. When you get older, you'll see these things are absolutely useless. What's important is if you have some really good friends, well wishers, if you have good food, and you're thankful to God for everything you're getting, like clothing, shelter, health benefits, and you're physically well, you don't get sick like me every now and then. I think those are the most important things in life. If you don't get business one day, 5 days in a row, I have happened to suffer this for last few months. I did not share with you guys. Okay, I continue buying fragrances, try to distract myself because I have, my YouTube earnings. But slowly, as I'm buying more fragrances, I'm getting happy, but none of the perfumes are getting any views. I'm just sharing some sad story. This is true. If I review a fragrance like Afnan, or sorry, Latafa, this kind of house, it will get some views. But if I do rather, let's say, a list, okay, which I'm doing continuously, these are the ones that get views. Some of you don't seem to understand. Some of you are very don't understand how YouTube works, right? So let's say people actually rather, I'm gonna finish in 20 minutes. I'm sorry, just 20 minutes, 20. So some of you people say, hey, be original. Do not just create all this list, useless list, and then stuff. Who's gonna pay us, right? You, because if you give me one view and if you watch some of my ads, then I get paid a little bit. But trust me, the total amount of money is nowhere near how much you spend on fragrance. We overspend, and because it's our passion, it's our addiction, sort of. But in the end of the day, if we do like honest content, like on a signature, like let's say niche perfume, hardly to get 300 to 400 views. This is the reality, and nobody is interested in that fragrance, super niche. Nobody doesn't like want to buy that one because it's expensive, rare, and it's weird. People want familiar, like within budget, within good budget. They want something they can find in their local store, right? And when you do summer list, this that list, many of you hate me, okay, or the other reviewers. But reality is that's how the fragrances, the list get view, and then we earn a little bit. So we are not going to do it for pro bono, right? Nobody's going to pay for our food, other stuff, and we cannot go to our family like, hey, you rich, give money, it sounds wrong. So to keep running our regular life, we have to earn also. And Facebook, YouTube, these kind of videos, and these are very not steady. These are very up down, up down. Sometimes you earn decent money, sometimes you earn nothing at all. So it's been happening for last 3 4 months. When I talk about the economy and all this YouTube, it's very difficult to carry on working. So I'd like to urge you, please be patient. Whenever I can find fragrances, when I can do better, I can get into fragrances, but hardly any fragrances are affordable nowadays. There's just no point spending hundreds of dollars just to create content unless we can get appreciation, get reviews. Most people, sad to say nowadays, they follow trends that a girl says, hey, this is going to get you laid, and that's what sells. This is the sad reality, and people like that. Many men, I thought it's just our people who are, like women, when they see some bosoms, like, who she hot, I buy. It's not just our country. I have seen Europe states, many people, they are, I don't want to judge you, but let's say sometimes you just want to have some good time. You're having a beer, cold one, and you just go like, hey, bro, let's just watch some fun content. And one of the reviewers give you entertainment, and so you laugh. That's what you like. Maybe you don't want to even buy any fragrance, but you watch their whole video. Okay. So life is kind of tough. Let's be a little bit kind to each other. And if we go after each other, the community, small community that you have, it's not going to last that long. Okay. And fragrances that slowly, I think, will lose its place because they are not only expensive, it's just people are so confused. Okay. One guy says a masterpiece, other guy said it's a horrible fragrance. And sometimes one same reviewer say masterpiece today, next day it's just not worth it, buy something else. So my last request for you, watch fragrance reviews as you like, whoever you like, whatever makes you happy. You don't have to get mad or outraged if someone is making content you don't like. Just unfollow them. I do that all the time. If I don't like someone, I don't go like, hey, your content sucks. No, I don't like it. That's it. I don't talk about them that much. But second thing I would say, go back to older fragrances. Okay, just in short, whatever is in the past you can buy from Amazon, here some other pages. You're not interested in those, look back in fragrances like older fragrances. They're going to be cheaper. Second thing, there are so many fragrances you missed, and then you can pick them up, you can also enjoy, right? And create your own trend, create your own love and like. Do not follow any reviewer for your taste or let them tell you what you should wear, right? If you really are interested in this line, start your own channel and share knowledge with others. And make sure you know one thing, there's no shortcut to success. Many people want to be famous and popular. They just do 2-3 videos and they think, oh, I give up, it's not working, people aren't liking my content. It took me 6 years to get monetization. I did until that point all on my expenses. Like, I bought fragrances. Sometimes I did not buy food, I bought fragrances to create content. Such was my love for fragrances. So it took me 6 years to earn from YouTube. And you should be, like, always focusing on the work, not always like looking for, oh, it didn't work, I tried 3 months, it didn't work, it sucks. No, nothing is easy in life. Nothing is sure thing. If you do this, you should know that this one, it's all about passion. If you don't have passion, if you don't have originality, and you just do like, oh, yo, like floating above water, people not really love your content, they'll move away from you. Have a nice day. Thanks for watching. And just want to do a long video, talk to you, miss you all. Keep me in your prayers so I can stay better. And sometimes I can get off, those things up here, like I can feel better when I share, I feel better. Keep me in your prayers so I can also create more content for you. See you soon. Have a nice day. Bye bye.